You were taught the universe is connected, that somewhere beyond the stars, advanced civilizations are traveling freely between galaxies, crossing cosmic oceans, colonizing worlds, building empires across the stars. Movies sold you that dream. Stories made it feel inevitable. But reality is colder than fiction. Physics does not care about imagination. And the deeper scientists study the universe, the more terrifying the truth becomes. The cosmos may be fundamentally designed to keep intelligent life separated forever. Not by war, not by fear, not by lack of intelligence, by space-time itself. Most people never truly understand how large the universe is. Your brain can't process it. You hear numbers like millions or billions of light years, but emotionally they mean nothing. They are too big for human instinct. Your mind evolved to understand forests, storms, predators, and distance you could walk before sunset, not cosmic scales. So when you look at the night sky, your brain lies to you. The stars look close, connected, reachable. They are not. The nearest star system beyond our sun is over 4 light years away. That means even light, the fastest thing physically, possible takes more than 4 years just to arrive there. And light is unbelievably fast. In 1 second, it circles Earth 7 times. Yet against the size of the universe, it becomes slow, painfully slow. That is the first thing humanity refuses to accept. The universe is not built on human scales. It is built on scales so massive they crush intuition itself. And here's where the illusion completely breaks. Even if an alien civilization built a ship capable of traveling near the speed of light, the universe still fights against them, because space is not sitting still. The fabric of reality itself is expanding. Galaxies are being carried away from each other like leaves drifting apart on an endless cosmic river. Some are receding so fast that eventually their light will never reach us again. Think about that carefully. There are places in the universe that are disappearing from reality forever. Not destroyed, not erased, just permanently unreachable. No engine can solve that. No intelligence can negotiate with it. No civilization can vote its way around the laws of physics. Space-time decides the limits, not hope. And suddenly the fantasy changes. The universe. SE stops looking like a giant civilization waiting to happen. It starts looking like isolation on an unimaginable scale. Entire galaxies may contain intelligent species that will never know another mind exists beyond their own sky. Not because they failed, because reality trapped them. This is the brutal truth most people avoid. The universe may be full of life and completely silent at the same time. Think about how terrifying that is. Somewhere, perhaps billions of light years away, another civilization may be asking the exact same questions you are asking right now. Who else is out there? Are we alone? Will we ever connect? And the answer may already be decided. Number. Not because they aren't intelligent enough, not because they lack ambition, but because the structure of reality itself prevents the meeting. Human beings struggle emotionally with this idea because we are addicted to connection. We built roads across continents, ships across oceans, aircraft across skies, the internet across the planet. Every problem in human history seems solvable with enough technology. Distance kept shrinking until physics finally said, stop. There is a boundary where progress, S, collides with reality itself, and the universe does not bend for human desire. That realization changes something deep inside you, because suddenly humanity stops looking like the center of existence. We become what we truly are. A fragile species living on a thin layer of rock around an ordinary star, suspended in a cosmic darkness so large it makes every empire in human history look microscopic. Your entire civilization exists on a dust particle floating through silence. Every war, every religion, every billionaire, every political argument, every obsession people destroy their lives over. All of it happening on a tiny world most of the universe will never even know existed. And yet people still walk around pretending they have unlimited time, pretending their lives are permanent, pretending distractions matter more than reality. But once you truly understand the scale of the cosmos, something inside you breaks. Petty things start looking pathetic. Your ego shrinks. Your excuses weaken. Your fear of judgment becomes absurd because you finally see the truth. You are alive in one of the rarest moments imaginable, a conscious mind capable of observing the universe. E before death takes everything back. And the tragedy is that most people never wake up to that fact. They spend their entire existence distracted by noise while standing inside the greatest mystery reality has ever produced, a silent universe, an unreachable cosmos, and a tiny window of time to understand it before the lights go out forever. Human beings think light is fast because our lives are small. Flip a switch and the room lights up instantly. Look at the sky and sunlight feels immediate. Everything around you happens at speeds your brain can comfortably process. But the universe does not operate on human comfort. Out there, beyond Earth, light is not fast. It is hopelessly slow. And that changes everything. Light travels at 299,792 kilometers per second. Nothing in reality can move faster. Not matter, not information, not signals, not you. This is not a technological problem. It is a law written into the structure of existence itself. And once you understand what that really means, the dream of easy interstellar travel begins to collapse. Sunlight takes about 8 minutes to reach Earth. Think about that. If the sun vanished right now, you wouldn't know for 8 full. 1 minute, you would continue living normally under a dead star. That alone should disturb you, but it gets worse. The nearest star beyond our solar system is over 4 light years away. That means even if you traveled at the speed of light, which you physically cannot, the trip would still take more than 4 years. And the Milky Way galaxy is 100,000 light years across. 100,000 years. Human civilization itself is only a fraction of that age. Now pause for a second and really feel the scale of this. If an alien civilization lived on the opposite side of our galaxy and somehow detected Earth tonight, they wouldn't see modern humanity. They wouldn't see skyscrapers. They wouldn't see airplanes. They wouldn't see the internet. They would see ancient history, maybe the Roman Empire, maybe primitive tribes, maybe nothing recognizable at all. Because light takes time to travel. You are never seeing reality as it is. You are seeing delayed versions of reality everywhere you look. Every star in the night sky is old information. Some of that light began its journey before human civilization existed. Some galaxies you see through telescopes may already be dead. T. His means something deeply unsettling. The universe you experience is fundamentally a memory, not the present. The night sky is not a live broadcast. It is an archive. And that destroys one of humanity's biggest assumptions, that the universe is somehow happening now. There is no universal now. Time itself becomes fractured across distance. At this very moment, different parts of the cosmos exist in completely different versions of history, depending on where you observe them from. Reality is not synchronized. That's the second brutal truth most people never confront. The universe is so vast that even time breaks apart inside it. And this creates a terrifying possibility. Alien civilizations may exist everywhere and still never meet, not because they failed to search, not because intelligence is rare, but because distance destroys overlap. Imagine 2 civilizations born thousands of light years apart. One rises, discovers science, builds technology, searches the stars. But before its signals arrive anywhere meaningful, it collapses. War, climate disaster, artificial intelligence, extinction. Then, thousands of years later, another civilization appears somewhere else. It sends its own signals into the void. But the first civilization is already gone. 2 intelligent species existed in the same galaxy. Both looked outward. Both asked the same questions, and neither ever knew the other existed. That may not be the exception. That may be the rule. The universe is not just large. It is violently slow. Every conversation across interstellar distance becomes stretched across centuries, millennia, even millions of years. If aliens sent a message from a planet 10,000 light years away and humanity responded immediately, the full exchange would take 20,000 years. Human history barely survives a few thousand years intact. Empires collapse in centuries. Languages die. Entire cultures vanish. Yet people casually imagine civilizations maintaining galactic communication networks across impossible stretches of time. The numbers don't care about imagination. Physics does not reward optimism. And here is the harsh realization most people avoid. Human beings emotionally live as if everything important is nearby, immediate, and accessible. But the universe operates through delay, separation, and isolation. Even your own existence proves is fragility. The signals in your brain move slowly compared to light. Your thoughts are chemical reactions inside a temporary biological machine. Your perception of reality is delayed. Your awareness itself is late. You have never experienced the universe in real time. Nobody has. And yet, despite this cosmic isolation, humanity keeps pretending permanence exists. People waste years waiting for the right moment, waiting to become fearless, waiting to start living. But the universe is screaming a different message. Time is moving constantly. Stars burn out. Galaxies drift away. Civilizations disappear. And eventually, even the evidence they existed vanishes into cosmic darkness. One day, Earth itself will become invisible to the universe. Every human achievement, every monument, every name, gone into silence, which means your life is far more temporary than your mind wants to believe. That should not depress you. It should wake you up. Because once you understand how brief and isolated conscious existence truly is, you stop treating your days casually. You stop acting like your time is unlimited. And you begin to understand the real miracle. Not that the universe is full of stars, but that in a cosmos ruled by distance, darkness, and silence, you existed long enough to see any of it at all. Most people still believe one dangerous illusion, that any problem can be solved with enough technology. Faster engines, smarter machines, more advanced civilizations. Human history trained you to think that limits are temporary. We crossed oceans once thought impossible. We flew through skies once believed unreachable. We walked on the moon less than 70 years after inventing powered flight. So naturally, people assume the stars are next. But the universe is not impressed by human progress, because there is one obstacle technology may never defeat: space-time itself. The real barrier between worlds is not distance alone. It is the structure of reality underneath that distance. And once Einstein uncovered that structure, the fantasy of effortless galactic travel began to die. The speed of light is not just fast, it is a wall, a hard limit built into the operating system of the universe. Nothing with mass can cross it. Not because scientists lack creativity, not because humanity hasn't evolved enough, because reality physically refuses. The faster an object moves, the more energy it requires. And as you approach light speed, the energy demand explodes toward infinity. Infinite energy. Think about how terrifying that is. The universe literally makes the finish line unreachable. No matter how advanced the civilization becomes, physics keeps increasing the cost. Faster, more energy, faster, more energy, until reality itself says, no further. That means every science fiction dream of casually flying between stars ignores an uncomfortable possibility. The laws of physics may permanently trap intelligent life near its birthplace, and the problem gets even worse. Imagine somehow building a spacecraft capable of reaching near light speed. You are now traveling through interstellar space at unimaginable velocity. Sounds powerful, until you remember space is not empty. Tiny particles drift everywhere. Dust, atoms, microscopic debris. At near light speed, even a grain of dust becomes catastrophic. One tiny collision could release the energy of an explosion. One invisible particle could tear through a spacecraft like a bullet through paper. The universe is not a friendly environment waiting to be explored. It is hostile beyond human comprehension. Radiation floods deep space. Temperatures collapse toward absolute zero. Distances erase sanity. And then there is time itself. According to relativity, the faster you travel, the slower time moves for you relative to others. A crew traveling near light speed could experience a few years passing while centuries or thousands of years pass on Earth. Imagine leaving your planet to explore the stars, only to return and discover your entire civilization is dead. Everyone you knew erased by time itself. This is the part science fiction rarely forces people to emotionally confront. Interstellar travel is not just difficult. It destroys human meaning structures, family, culture, shared history, continuity. all shattered by relativistic time. And suddenly the universe feels less like an open frontier and more like a maze with invisible walls. That realization hurts human pride because people are addicted to believing they are unstoppable. But physics keeps humiliating us. The universe does not care what you want to be possible. Reality is not democratic. You cannot vote against the laws of nature. That is the third brutal truth humanity struggles to accept. Your feelings have absolutely no authority over reality. The cosmos is not cruel. It is indifferent, and indifference is far more terrifying. A supernova can erase worlds without hatred. A black hole can consume light without intention. An asteroid can end civilizations without even noticing they existed. The universe does not reward hope. It rewards alignment with reality. Most people spend their lives avoiding this idea. Because once you truly understand how powerless human beings are against the structure of space-time, your ego begins to crack. You realize how absurd human arrogance really is. People act as if they are the center of existence while standing on a tiny planet orbiting a medium-sized star inside one galaxy among trillions. A species that can barely handle its own politics is somehow convinced it will dominate the cosmos. But the universe keeps delivering the same message over and over. You are not in control, not of time, not of entropy, not of death, not of the expanding cosmos surrounding you. And strangely, that realization can free you. Because once you stop pretending reality owes you convenience, comfort, or permanence, you begin seeing existence clearly for the first time. You stop demanding certainty. You stop expecting fairness. You stop wasting energy trying to control the uncontrollable. Instead, you focus on what actually matters, your attention, your choices, your courage while facing the unknown. Because the real human battle was never against aliens, distance, or stars. It was against delusion. The delusion that we are bigger than reality. The delusion that limits do not apply to us. The delusion that technology automatically saves us from consequence. But space-time does not negotiate. And the people who refuse to accept that truth will spend their lives emotionally fighting a universe that never promised them victory in the first place. Look at the night sky long enough, and one question starts haunting your mind. Where is everybody? Think about it. The universe contains trillions of galaxies. Each galaxy contains billions of stars. Many of those stars have planets. Some of those planets should have life. Statistically, intelligent civilizations should be everywhere. And yet the cosmos is silent. No ships, no signals, no visitors, no proof, just darkness. This contradiction is one of the most disturbing ideas in modern science because mathematically, alien life feels almost unavoidable. But reality keeps giving humanity the same answer: nothing. No cosmic welcome, no interstellar handshake, no evidence that anyone crossed the void. And the longer we listen to the silence, the more uncomfortable the possibilities become. Maybe intelligent life destroys itself. Think about humanity for a moment. One species, one planet. And already we possess nuclear weapons powerful enough to erase civilization. Artificial intelligence advancing faster than human wisdom. Environmental destruction driven by greed and short-term thinking. Human intelligence gave us power before giving us maturity. That may not be unusual. Maybe most civilizations reach a point where their technology outruns their self-control. One bad decision, one war, one experiment, and millions of years of evolution disappear instantly. The universe may be filled with ruins, dead civilizations floating silently around dead stars. And here's the terrifying part. If that's true, humanity may not be special. We may simply be early in the process. That realization should shake you. Because people love imagining aliens as superior beings who solved suffering, conflict, and destruction. But intelligence does not guarantee wisdom. A species can become technologically powerful while remaining emotionally primitive. Humanity proves that every day. But maybe the silence has an even darker explanation. Maybe civilizations survive and still remain trapped forever. Imagine trying to communicate across distances so large that messages take thousands or millions of years to arrive. By the time one civilization says hello, the other may already be extinct. By the time a signal reaches Earth, entire species may have evolved and vanished. The universe moves too slowly for connection. Distance kills communication. Time kills continuity. And suddenly the silence stops feeling mysterious. It starts feeling inevitable. Space-time itself becomes the jailer. The universe may not need to destroy intelligent life. It only needs to separate it. That is the horrifying possibility most people avoid thinking about. Alien civilizations may exist everywhere and still remain eternally alone, each trapped inside its own tiny bubble of stars, each staring into the darkness wondering if anyone else exists, just that like us. This changes the meaning of humanity completely. Because if conscious life is rare and isolated, then every human being becomes more significant than they realize. Not cosmically powerful, cosmically precious. Every mind capable of asking questions about existence becomes an extraordinary event in a mostly silent universe. Think about what had to happen for you to exist. Stars had to explode to create the atoms in your body. Planets had to form. Life had to survive extinction after extinction for billions of years. And after all of that, you are here, aware, breathing, thinking. The universe spent nearly 14 billion years producing a consciousness capable of observing itself through human eyes. Yet most people spend that miracle distracted, scrolling endlessly, complaining endlessly, chasing meaningless validation from strangers who will also vanish. People live as if existence is guaranteed. But the silence of the universe says otherwise. Nothing is guaranteed. Not civilizations, not planets, not humanity. One asteroid, one war, one irreversible mistake, and the human story could end forever. No rescue is coming. That is another brutal truth hidden inside the great silent. C. Humanity may be alone not because life is impossible, but because survival is incredibly rare. Most species may fail. Most civilizations may collapse before reaching the stars. And if humanity refuses to confront reality, honestly, our violence, our ignorance, our addiction to short-term thinking, we may become just another forgotten experiment the universe erased. A silent planet orbiting a dead star. No monuments left. No memory left. No evidence we were ever here. That possibility should create urgency inside you, because suddenly life stops being casual. Your time matters. Your attention matters. What humanity chooses next matters. The universe is not promising us a future. We must earn one. And maybe that is the real meaning behind the silence, not hopelessness, responsibility. Because if conscious life is truly rare, fragile, and isolated across the cosmos, then wasting this opportunity becomes the greatest tragedy imaginable. Right now, as you listen to this, you are standing on a tiny rock floating through a universe almost too large for the human mind to survive understanding. A planet orbiting an ordinary star. One star among hundreds of billions in the Milky Way. One. Galaxy among trillions. And yet somehow, against impossible odds, you are alive. Think about what that actually means. For nearly 14 billion years, the universe was nothing but chaos, heat, radiation, exploding stars, collapsing matter, and endless darkness. Then slowly, through processes so fragile they border on miraculous, dead matter became living matter, and living matter became conscious. Atoms learned to ask questions. The universe became aware of itself through minds like yours. That is not poetry. That is physics. Everything you have ever loved, feared, hated, dreamed, or remembered is electrical activity inside a biological machine made from ancient stardust. You are literally a temporary arrangement of cosmic debris capable of thinking about eternity. And one day, every part of you will disappear. Your heartbeat will stop. Your memories will dissolve. Your name will eventually be spoken for the last time. That truth terrifies people. So they spend their lives hiding from it, distracting themselves, numbing themselves, pretending death is distant while wasting the only time they were ever guaranteed. But the universe never hid the truth. Everything ends. Stars die. Galaxy. ISES collide. Black holes evaporate. Even time itself may eventually erase every structure the cosmos ever created. Nothing escapes impermanence. Not empires. Not species. Not civilizations. And definitely not you. That sounds dark until you realize something most people never understand. The temporary nature of existence is exactly what gives it meaning. If your life lasted forever, you would never value a single moment. If the stars never died, no moment beneath them would feel important. Mortality sharpens reality. Limits create meaning. That is why the universe feels so emotionally brutal to human beings. Because deep down, people want permanence in a reality built entirely from change. They want guarantees in a cosmos that guarantees nothing. But the moment you stop resisting that truth, something powerful happens. You wake up. You stop living like you have infinite tomorrows. You stop shrinking yourself to fit other people's expectations. You stop wasting years trapped in fear, hesitation, and meaningless distractions. Because you finally understand what most people never will. Existence is unbelievably rare. Not just human life, consciousness itself. The ability to think, to question reality, to feel all while staring into the night sky. That may be one of the rarest phenomena in the entire universe. And yet millions of people throw it away every day chasing nonsense, validation, status, ego, comparison. They spend their lives obsessing over things that will not matter in 100 years while ignoring the miracle that they are conscious at all. The universe does not owe you purpose. That is your responsibility. And this is the final shift most people avoid because it destroys every excuse they have ever made. You do not need the universe to care about you for your life to matter. Meaning is not handed to you by stars, gods, governments, or society. You create it through how you live, through courage, through curiosity, through honesty in the face of reality. The cosmos may be cold, silent, and indifferent, but you do not have to be. That is humanity's rebellion against the darkness, not conquering galaxies, not escaping death, but choosing to live consciously despite knowing how temporary everything is, choosing wonder over numbness, truth over comforting lies, action over endless hesitation, because one day this entire chapter of existence will close. Forever, the sun will die, Earth will vanish. Humanity itself may disappear into silence like countless civilizations before it. And when that day comes, the only question that will ever matter is this: did you truly live? Did you wake up long enough to see reality clearly? Or did you spend your brief moment